Hello, hello. Lori here. I'm Lori Rivera, artist in Southern Indiana, and someone who's living with bipolar disorder. And this is one of my videos to document living with bipolar disorder and to just talk about the day, It's about 11:30 here in Evansville, Indiana right now, and I have my cup of coffee with my biscuit belly coffee mug that my daughter won for me at her school. I think she won it in her anime club. She got to pick out a prize, and so she got me a coffee mug. I thought that was so sweet of her. Anyway, but I love this coffee mug. But yeah, it's 11:30. I got my coffee. I had a great day today. I've been pretty productive this week. In my last video, I talked about bipolar and productivity and how my productivity increases and decreases depending on what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm really depressed, then my productivity just plummets. And when I'm hypomanic, everything is just on the upswing and I get so much done. But anyway, today was a lot of fun. In my last class that I taught at Inman's, I teach classes every other week on Wednesdays at Inman's Picture Framing, or Inman, they changed their name actually, it's Inman Art and Frames now. But I teach there a painting class every other week and twice a month. And I had a class a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And there were a group of women in there that paint together on Wednesdays at a church here in town. And they invited the rest of us to come paint with them on Wednesdays. They paint every Wednesday from 9:30 to 2:30. And I thought, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. And so that reminded me that I should talk about body doubling. I don't know if you guys know what that is or not, but it's really popular within the ADHD community. So like if you have a friend who has ADHD, there's one of our cats. I think that's Vinny. Getting on the junk on the table. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, like if you know anyone with ADHD and they don't know about this yet, you might want to tell them about it because it's really helpful if you have ADHD. There's kind of some suspicion that that I might have ADHD, but I haven't been formally diagnosed with it or anything, but I do have a lot of the symptoms, so I may or may not have it. But anyway, body doubling is a method of helping people, whether you have ADHD or not. It's good for anybody. It's when you are working on a project, you find somebody else to work alongside, and you guys work on your projects together, like in the same room or on video chat even. Like, I know there's like this, some kind of app you can get on, like a video app, and you can like do video chats with anybody in the world, I guess, or maybe the country, I don't know. I'm in the United States. And you guys can work on your own projects while you're on video. And you may not even say anything during that video. You may not even talk, but just the presence of someone else holds you accountable to get your project finished. And I just think that is so cool. That's what's so cool about this painting group that I've joined. And I went there today. I told you about, they invited us to their painting group. It's a group of women painters. Well, there's one person who's a quilter. And I went today to the group. My friend Becky and I went, and it was awesome. I loved it. And it reminded me of body doubling, except it was in a group instead of just with one other person, And I just think that group will be so good for me to help hold me accountable, Like I said, it's 9:30 to 2:30, and I have a goal to paint at least 2 hours a day. That's my new goal. It was 3 hours a day, but I was finding it hard to meet that sometimes. So I dropped it down to 2 hours because I do a lot of other stuff too, like maintaining my website, recording my financials, sending cards to people in the mail, like thank you cards, just whatever kind of cards I want to send. And what else? YouTube videos, just all kinds of, I do all kinds of things. It's not, when you're an artist, you're not just a painter or just a sculptor. Like, you have like all kinds of things that are wrapped up into your business that's not just with your craft. You know, you have like business things to take care of. You have relationships with people you're cultivating. You have, you know, it's all this stuff that works together to make your business work. And but this group, I think it'll, like I said, I think it'll be great for accountability, and so I'm excited about it. And yeah, as far as my painting goal now, I've decided to make it 2 hours a day. So if I can paint 10 hours a week, I will be happy. And I know that doesn't sound like very much at all, but I can get quite a bit done in 2 hours. So I'm thinking like 2 hours during the week, you know, 2 hours a day during the week. So it's 10 hours a week. Look at Vinny back there. Vinny! He ignores me. He always ignores me. We have 3 cats. They all ignore me. Except Rudy. Rudy, our cat Rudy, will come up to me and he chews my hair. I don't let him do it. I get a little spray bottle and, you know, make him realize he can't do that. But anyway, so yeah, so like I said, this is one of my videos to help document bipolar disorder. Like I said, I had a great day today. I feel like I've been on the upswing lately. I don't feel like I'm hypomanic or anything like that, but I'm just like in a really, really great mood. So I feel like right now I'm on an even keel. I feel like this is how I should feel all the time, you know? I mean, it's a great feeling. I feel content. I feel happy. I feel like I'm being productive. I haven't had any of those days within the past couple weeks, I would say, where I just lay in bed and like am not motivated to get up and do anything. Those are the worst days ever. And I hate it when I have days like that, because then at the end of the day, then I feel depressed because I didn't get anything done during the day. And then it's like a compounding effect, you know? And then the next day, if it happens 2 days in a row, then it's really bad. It's like, oh my gosh, I have wasted 2 days. And then I feel guilty for wasting 2 days away, you know? So, but anyway, yeah, but today was a very good day. I did the painting group today, and then I spent some time with my daughter after the painting group. She's out of school today. She was out of school today. I had a class tonight. I had a painting class. It was an abstract painting class. And even though there's not much planning that goes on for those kind of classes, they're very challenging to teach. Abstract painting is very challenging to teach. It's very challenging to learn and to teach. I hate it when people look at abstract art and they're like, oh, my 3-year-old could do that. It's like, okay, well, you know, I'd like to see you do it then, if you think it's so easy. And then they do it, and then they realize it's not as easy as it looks. Because abstract art does look easy, most of it. Well, not a lot of it. A lot of it looks easy. But even the ones that look easy, sometimes they're not. They're not necessarily easy. But anyway, the class was good tonight. And like I said, there's not much planning that goes on in the abstract classes. For those getting ready for abstract classes is easy because I don't have to like pre-plan a painting for them to paint. Like I did, for example, I taught a daylily class about a month ago, or a month and a half, something like that. And so I had to prepare the painting to go on the flyer, like what they were going to paint, and then it's kind of step by step during the class. And there's just so much more planning to do for those kind of classes, you know. The abstract ones are a lot of fun too. I have a lot more fun with those than the step by step kind of classes. But if you're in the Evansville area and you'd like to take a class with me, I'd love to have you. And like I said, I teach about twice a month, and sometimes I might have an extra one in there, but usually it's about twice a month. And of course, on my YouTube channel right here, I do a demo every Friday, and I haven't decided what I'm doing this Friday yet. Probably another abstract or maybe an abstract floral. Those are a lot of fun. Abstract florals are one of my favorite things to paint. By far, yeah. I mean, non-objective abstracts where there's not anything representational in it, those are my top favorite. But I would say abstract florals are my second favorite. And my whole, like, there's a meaning behind my florals. The meaning is that basically, like, if you're struggling with depression or bipolar or schizophrenia or whatever it is, if you're struggling with a mental health issue, a lot of times people don't even know you're struggling because there's such a stigma around mental health issues that you may not even tell people you're struggling because of that stigma. And so, you know, like flowers are like a normal gesture. You know, you give flowers to people when they're recovering from an illness, right? Well, with mental health, like I said, there's such a stigma around it. And sometimes, not only that, sometimes people just don't know what to do to help you when you're like that. But, you know, a lot of times you don't give flowers when you're struggling with mental health issues. It's just not something you do. Like, you just don't really hear of people sending flowers for that. And, you know, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's too bad, right? Because flowers are, you know, if you have like flowers in your living room or your kitchen or whatever, I mean, it's been proven that flowers can make you feel better. It releases, like, help release chemicals in your brain to make you feel better. I think that's what I read somewhere. And they're just good. They make you feel better, you know, just having them around you. So I think it's so important to remember that if you have a friend or a family member who's struggling with a mental health issue, if they're depressed or whatever, maybe they're even in the hospital for a mental health issue. Now, a lot of times you can't send flowers to a mental health unit, but once they get out of the hospital, send them flowers with a little note that says, hey, I know you're struggling. I'm here for you if you need anything. You know, I think a lot of people also don't send cards or flowers because they don't really know what to say, you know? And really, you don't have to say anything profound. Just say something like, hey, I'm here for you if you need anything, you know? Or even ask them what you can do for them. You know, because a lot of times if you just say, let me know if you need anything, then they're likely not going to ask you for something. But if you just do it anyway, just do something like maybe make them a meal or something. Maybe they didn't ask for it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do something for them, you know? And I'm sure they would appreciate anything you did for them, you know? But anyway, gosh, I'm kind of going off on tangents here, aren't I? Anyway, so yeah, I hope you'll follow along with my series of documenting my journey with bipolar disorder and of course my demos, my art demos, and all that good stuff. I plan on posting a couple videos a week anyway, maybe 3, but at least 2. Let's see. In case you're in the area, my next class is August 26th, I think. Let me look at my calendar real quick so I can give you the right date. My next class is, yes, August 26th. And I am going to be teaching an ACEO workshop. If you don't know what an ACEO is, it stands for Art Cards Editions and Originals. And they're little 2.5 by 3.5 size paintings about this big. They're the size of a baseball card. And they are wildly popular on eBay. People actually buy these things. They're usually priced anywhere from, maybe $4 to $30. And like I said, they're really popular. I just sold one today, actually, to someone in New York. So thank you, whoever bought that. But anyway, that's what the workshop's going to be about. We're going to make some little miniature masterpieces. And then I'm going to have, I'm going to talk a half an hour to 45 minutes or so about eBay and about the whole process of selling ACEOs on eBay, and give you tips on how to write your descriptions, where you can order ACEO prints, what kind of shipping materials you need, because I do have special envelopes I use just for my ACEOs that are good for shipping those in. And yeah, so it's just going to be a fun time. I think it's going to be a really fun class. So hit me up if you'd like to sign up. And what else? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like and comment on my video too if you can. And I'd love to hear from you. If you struggle with a mental health issue, let me know how you cope with that. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. And until my next video, have a great day, a great night, and I'll see you soon.